And thank you for joining us. First,
Give me 1 minute. We're about to get in right into this. Yeah, I meant to. Let me turn my mic up a little bit. I meant to give you guys a street interview yesterday. I didn't get a chance to do it, but today I promise I'm going to get right around to it. I guess part of it was a little indecision on my part. I was like, where should I go? Where should I go? And I was probably so pissed off yesterday from the fucking DMV shit. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I ain't doing shit. But, you know, Stanley was, he was playing this video this morning from, who was it? It's some lady in the DMV is on Anton Daniels' channel. And I had my own little conversation this morning with the lady from the DMV. And she was kind of saying some of the same things. But I'm going to let you, give me 1 second. I'm going to let you, hear a little bit of what she had to say. There you go. And I guess we should get into that. Well, let's play this lady first. Make sure everything's all synced up here. And this is from this morning. I saw this on I saw this on Stanley's channel. He was kind of reacting to this. Who is this? Anton Daniels here. So let's take a look and listen. Yeah. And so here it is. Here is that clip. Let me start about right here.
It's the school's fault. It's the system's fault. It's white people's fault. It's Trump's fault. Now it's the black elite's fault. Yo, do y'all not hear what you're saying, that you're perpetual victims?
And the fact that we don't see no leader on the DMV right now.
So this is a lady from the DMV here, Washington, D.C. And damn, my camera's now on. Is it my camera? What? It is always something here. What full screen with camera? Let me get that camera on. Wouldn't be right without the camera. Let me make sure the camera's on. For the time being, let me just do this. You don't need to see two of those. Yeah.
Particularly DC and PG County makes no damn sense. And the fact that we don't see no leader on television screaming about it lets us know something as well. Our kids are caught up in a social damn experiment as far as I'm concerned. And guess what? You ain't gonna find out whether or not my baby gonna make it or not. Is he gonna make it out or not? I swear to goodness, I feel like people are just watching our babies from up top, trying to see if our baby's gonna make it out or not. And I'm gonna let y'all know, it ain't even the black elite in this area should be ashamed of themselves, because they put their babies in these private schools and they know the rest of the children are suffering. As black Americans in this community, we are working hard, making great money, making sure our kids are living in beautiful environments, safe homes. But guess what? They're boundaried for sorry ass schools. You sitting here paying $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 a month to live somewhere and your child is boundaried to a 3 out of 10 school.
So wait. Let me get this straight.
And again, this is a PG County here, and I'll take you to my. I think I have it on my Twitter stream, and it was an Uber rider, a woman, this Uber driver. I'm sorry, a woman this morning, and she kind of had the same problems in PG County as that woman, as the woman you're seeing here. And we've sat in a couple of government meetings in the last week or so, and you saw the ineffective people there that were speaking and trying to solve their problems here. And that's not him. That's not it either. And that's not it. We're going to get to all this. But maybe I didn't upload it. I'll play it, though. Let me see if I can play it. This is a black woman here. And I'll upload it at some point. And I want you to listen to this conversation she had. You should be able to hear it. Yeah, listen. Virginia is so much better.
It's a lot of programs.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's like, well, my kids, they will behave.
Okay.
Okay, I never have any problems.
All right.
With,
You think behavior was a problem in PG?
yeah.
Really?
There's a lot of bad kids.
A lot of bad kids? Yeah. Isn't it like, it's like it used to be a little rich county or something, huh? You're a very rich, affluent county, PG County.
Yeah.
But not so much.
I went to school in PG County.
Oh, did you?
It was not. It was a lot of like kids fighting and not they didn't have any program.
Really?
Anything like that. Yeah.
But you said, where in Virginia do you see?
Oh, Virginia now. I am in Loudoun County.
Oh wow, you're way out. It's nice out there though.
Yeah.
That's a very rich area. No wonder you like it out there better than PG County. PG can't compare to Loudoun.
You know.
Damn, you were way out.
I'm moving far from all this. I have 3 boys. You know.
So and you heard her say she's moving far from all of this. And, she went way out, man. Loudoun County is one of the more affluent neighborhoods in the country, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where she went. And, the lady that you saw in the Anton Daniels video, clearly she's not able to move to Loudoun County. And I'll put this video up on the Twitter if you guys want to see it. A very light-skinned woman. It looks like she may be Dominican or something. Cab driver moved to Loudoun. I'll put that. So if you want to see that. But we got a lot to cover here, guys. A lot to cover here. And I think I should start off with the title. I guess I better cut my camera on too. What the fuck is up with my camera here? Give me 1 second. Let me get this camera on. What? Is it plugged in? It should be plugged in, right? Yeah, it's plugged in. What's the deal here? I don't know what's up with my camera, but give it a minute. Give me a minute. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'm still on stream here or something like that. Give me 1 minute. What's up with the camera here? Let's see. What's up with the camera here? Where's my camera? Otherwise, I have to do the show without the camera. You see, you want to see what you're missing here. But anyway, camera. What the fuck is going on? Okay, let me do that. All right, I think I got it now. Well, maybe not. Shit, well, all right, let me just add another camera. Fuck it. Let me add a video capture device. Existing camera. The 310. And he should be on now. 310. Deactivate. Activate. There it is. Okay, good. Camera's on. Alright. Perfect. Let me see what's up with the other displays here. Why am my camera not showing that? Oh, All right, whatever. All right, let me let me get back to Brian McKnight. This is the start of the show. So Brian McKnight, I guess his son died of cancer. Here's his son here, Nico. Nico, and apparently Brian McKnight made no effort to see his son, which is weird. Hey, Portia, every time I unplug a camera or something, you gotta refigure this, refigure that. I'll add it back in just 1 second. All right, anyway, so a source exclusively tells Page 6 that Brian McKnight did not contact his son Nico before or after he was diagnosed with cancer in 2024. There's Brian McKnight there sending a Rolls Royce. That was just videos of him singing somewhere at some party there, and there's his son there, Loverboy, with the nose ring. He died on Thursday, May 29th, after a battle with stage 4 cancer. He was 32. And I want to say Brian McKnight even changed his name or something like that. McKnight had a strained relationship with his 4 older children, all 4 of them. Wow. But he said he and his wife, Leilani Mendoza, jumped into action when they learned Nico was diagnosed with cancer. And he did not have health insurance, I'm guessing. Here's a guy right here. Looks like him in the hospital bed. McKnight said he called Nico's wife, Carla, and made arrangements to fly Nico to a cancer treatment center near his home. But a source tells Page 6 that the Back at One singer has not reached out to the family. The source says Nico was surrounded by an abundance of love, including his mother, Julia McKnight, his older brother, Brian McKnight Jr., and Nico's wife, Carla. McKnight shares Brian Jr. and Nico with ex-wife Julie, daughter Brianna with ex-Patricia Driver, and son Clyde with an unidentified woman. He has called his kids evil, entitled, and the product of sin. And I think there's a video of him saying just that. Brian McKnight, the devil spawned Hamites. Nigga had some little Hamite children. Is anyone familiar with the Hamite children, by the way? Is anyone familiar with the Hamite children? If you are, oh shit, my camera's working here. Let me get my, let's get this Brian McKnight.
So lastly this week, I want to big up my man right here. See, he gets it. In order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of the evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related. We want everyone to live a life that you love. Our hashtag, that's what it means. Hashtag I love our life. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of all that evil and negativity. There's so many angry and upset and negative people out there. We want to use our platform as a place of positivity, a positivity platform. So hopefully, who knows, next week, maybe I'll only respond to positive comments.
And that's Brian McKnight there. Basically, I guess you can kind of read between the lines and saying his kids are kind of evil. So back to this, Anton Daniels here. This kind of interests me, again, because this lady's in the DMV here, and she's expressing her concern about the schools in PG County. Well, hey, that's one of the areas that PG County is falling down on, the schools there.
And again, give me a little bit of rope here because I'm a little slower than usual. I'm not the sharpest knife in the tool shed. So, at first we blamed white people, and then they blamed Trump. Now they're blaming black elites that has separated themselves from the other black people that tend to be a little bit more ignorant, and instead of taking responsibility for what happens at home, they think that it's the home that you rent or the mortgage that you pay that then determines whether or not you're going to be culturally sound, and the schools that you go to is then not going to be a...
You know what's so crazy about this? And one of the reasons why I wanted to cover this, I even asked Stanley, I said, where's this clip? The thing is, like, all the blacks initially moved out to PG County, and they made it the wealthiest black county in America. And then as he's saying, the poor blacks started moving out there as well because they wanted to live around affluent blacks. And then they destroyed the area, and the rich blacks moved even further out. And now I will bet you that if she had her druthers, she'd move back into D.C., which is even less black today. And this is where these people kind of find themselves in a predicament here. Give me a second. I got some on the stove. I'm going to let this video play and I'll be right back.
Reflection of whatever it is that you embrace from a cultural perspective. Again, give me a little bit of rope. And I always like to link back to the content creator, but they're telling you that now it's the black elites that should be ashamed of themselves. It is the people that are on TV that should be screaming at the top of their lungs about what is happening over in the DMV area, over in the metropolitan area. And that it doesn't start at home. It's the teacher's fault. It's the school's fault. It's the system's fault. It's white people's fault. It's Trump's fault. Now it's the black elite's fault. Yo, do y'all not hear what you're saying? That
well, he's going to cover here, and I'll let him.
You're perpetual victims. And you don't take accountability of what it is that you do. You don't think that this has been happening in every single major city in the United States of America for the longest because of our cultural norms? Are you crazy? These people are crazy, bro.
She just doesn't have the money to run. The water's risen a little too high, and she can't run. She ran to PG County when DC was bad because PG was cheap. No one wanted to live around the blacks. Now she's going to have to either run to Charles County or back to DC. She can't afford Montgomery County. That's out, period. And so now she's got to go somewhere else, and she can't afford to go anywhere else. She's at the bottom, and now she's got to climb up to a better neighborhood. And there's nowhere for her to go that she can afford. So she's stuck.
Seriously. And so then she says, oh, no. My kid is going to make it out this and that and this and that. I would hope so because of their upbringing, right? What you put into a child, they'll never depart from it. Or they'll come back.
Hey, you're totally right. He trying. Anton, whatever fuck. He's trying his best to like split hairs here and trying to play the class angle. But hell, Stanley played another video where the lady was clearly educated. And the education, the class part, that clearly wasn't the differentiator there. Something a little bit more that's missing. And maybe he can't touch it. But she definitely doesn't know what the fuck is going on. She just can't figure it out.
To it. Look. You can take the person out of the hood. And I'm not necessarily referring to her. I'm just saying in general because she's the person that's having a conversation. You can take the person out of the hood, but you don't take the hood out of the person. And until people start taking responsibility and ownership of their situation, then nothing is going to change. And it doesn't matter who you decide to blame. You are still taking you and your culture with you. And this is why I say that the culture is trash, because the culture is the thing that we embrace the most. Say it with me now. The culture is the thing that we embrace the most. So it really doesn't matter how you feel. It's not racism. It's not other people's fault. It's not the system. It's
I was on the panel with Stanley earlier today, and he was talking about how his family thought about moving to a more affluent white neighborhood. Kudos to them for staying. But one thing that we didn't cover was that there's a reason why the white neighborhood is more affluent, why the property values are higher. Whatever the case may be, be it black crime, violence, or just, the inability to maintain the homes. The businesses that the white people will create in their neighborhoods, the higher income that will support those businesses. And that's what I think the part that Stanley was missing. That's probably what when she goes home and she complains about 4 out of 10 school, you tell me what that shit is, a 4 out of 10 school. Well, the school is based on the kids. That's what she doesn't want to understand.
It's not just the area. Yo, I've watched it with my own eyes. There's a ton of people that exit, and I'm not mad at it. It was a whole lot of people that left Detroit. It was a whole lot of people that left Detroit, and I was very thankful for it because it was a whole lot of people that moved in. When they didn't see the value in it, they did see the value in it, and it was a mixing bowl, a smorgasbord, a crock pot full of people that came in from all economic backgrounds, from all demographics, and it didn't matter what your socioeconomic status was. They were willing to work. They were willing to build. They embraced it. We held each other accountable when it came to making sure that we cleaned up our city. And now the city itself is thriving. It has a population incline on every available metric. We're winning. We're growing. Our bond rating goes up because our debt is going down.
Yeah.
And our ability to pay the debt is
Right. And we'll see by Detroit. Yeah, Detroit still in progress here. You know, the other day I meant to do the stream on Puffy. I didn't get a chance to cover the Puffy part. This is not necessarily about Puffy, but it is about the record industry. And I think Puffy, and if you listen to anything about the Puffy trials, you see he was the epitome of what you're going to hear here. I don't think I can show it. So what I think I'll do is I'll just play it, right? And I'll put it up on the screen so you can see what I'm playing here.
No, I got it done to me though. That's what
Able. Good cop, bad.
Is it playing? Hold on, let me make sure it's playing here. And I'm gonna put it up on the screen here so you can see it. Give me 1 second. And I can play it from here. Let me see. And this guy's talking about the record industry, probably how Puffy cheated a lot of these guys out of.
They gonna say it's the label. Good cop, bad cop. Good op, bad op. And then they leave you like, well, he did the song for me. No, he knew they was gonna do that. He knew it. Them knew that. No, he laughed. See, Nori, I feel like Nori.
Now, I don't even know who this guy is, but what he's explaining to you is the predatory nature of the rap music business. And in other words, you're going to hear him explain how these people, instead of building with each other, they prey on each other. I just want you to listen.
You did that.
No, I got it done to me though. That's why I do know what he's talking
Nori,
about.
no,
I got
bro,
it done to
I'm
me.
not just making
I
this
ain't do
shit
it,
up,
but
bro.
I got it done to me.
I'm not just making this shit up. And it's crazy, bro. Who did it to you, Nori?
Plenty of people. yeah, plenty of people.
Nobody you can say?
Nah, plenty of people.
These play games,
Yeah, plenty of people. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, but it's when you realize
It's crazy because Wayne a real. Let me tell you something. I got
Gecko.
5 songs with Lil Wayne.
I know. Me
You know what I'm saying? I got 5 songs with Lil Wayne, but the thing is, when it comes to the point where the label gotta clear it, then it's politics. You feel me? I got a song with Wayne and Kodak. I was the first one to put Wayne and Kodak on a song called "How It Turned Out." I'm like, ooh, I got Wayne and Kodak on a song. That platinum.
I ain't gonna lie.
Man, what camera I'm on? It ain't
Cheers to
happening,
that.
I feel like that's the first song playing in the dark skin meeting on Tuesdays.
Bro, Kodak did that verse for me when he was in the Bahamas with his girl, bro.
Yep, you said
And
it.
Wayne did the song because Kodak was on it. You
Wow.
feel me? How it turned out. I'm thinking, okay, bam, that's gone, because it's a hard song. And then NBA Youngboy produced it, Double A and DJ Swift. I thought that song was about to do what it do, bro. Like, and we were gonna shoot a video on that bit, we're gonna do it. But, bro, that's when I start realizing the politics of the music business.
It's everywhere. It's not just in y'all level, medium level, high level. It's everywhere. Even
So I say, you know what?
because you was independent with this, right?
I'm gonna start doing my own.
And so he goes on to say, to explain the scam.
No. I'm like, bro, these dudes did the song.
Oh, here it is.
And whoever Cash Money, I ain't gonna say no name.
Damn.
But they like, no. I'm like, bro, these dudes did the song out of respect. Wayne, that's my little bro. Kodak, he a fan. Bro,
I can tell you
whatever.
is most artists don't understand the label part of it. Like if I listen, no, let's be clear. No, let's be clear. I can meet you in a club. I'll give you an example of a time someone did it to me, and they used me as it. Let me give you an example.
No, bitch. Let me put
No. Listen. I said, someone put you on that remix. They didn't put me on that remix. They put Busta and Fab on the remix. Busta and Fab at the time with Universal. So when it came time for me to be on Louis D's second single, Kevin Lawson was like, "No, you're not being on her single." And I was like, "What?" I just gave them my word. This is why I don't want to like. And he was like, "No." He said this is.
And so basically, what he's describing here is that rappers are basically preying on each other. They go up to someone and say, "Hey man, will you be on my song?" Sure, I'll do a song with you. Knowing that they can't get the song cleared, the person that's being paid. So Lil Wayne, as he says, will say, "Hey man, yeah, I'll take advantage of you. I'll do a song with you." Knowing that the guy will never be able to release the song, he will have paid Lil Wayne $25,000, $30,000. And Puffy did the same thing, but he did it from the other side. He was the record label. And if you listen to some of the trial, he carried a lot of petty cash around. And they even said they had the CFO on the trial yesterday on the stand. And he talked about how he paid a lot of these rappers in petty cash, from petty cash. You know, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. These are poor people. And I've long said that I think Puffy more or less served as the middleman to go out and get these poor kids. He brought along his predatory nature, and he took advantage of some of these people. But he did serve as a shield between them, the big companies, and himself and his predatory nature. So when you see all the people that have complaints against him, you notice that none of those people have complaints against the record companies. They mostly have complaints against him. It even came out in his trial that Puffy didn't even own much of the companies, the Bad Boy and stuff like that. He wasn't even on the organizational charts. He was more or less a figurehead. They gave him some money to go play around, have a good time, and what he did was he delivered the deals, these poor rappers in 360 deals to their big record labels. And Bad Boy, I think, was partially owned, 50% owned by BMG or UMG or one of these damn record labels. And so that is the kind of the predatory nature. You hear the blacks always talking about the small hats. And the small hats are doing this wrong. But I guarantee you that most of them have problems with the record labels that they cut the deals with, the Puffies, the Jay-Z's of the world. That's probably where their bigger complaints come from. They probably just don't realize it here. Here's an oldie but goldie video of Puffy. For those of you that didn't see it from a mile away, you know, I never saw this guy doing anything, never doing any kind of work.
That's like a special private party that I throw, but you're invited. You're invited, Club Love. It's all R&B all night. All the things that I would play in my vibration, my frequency is different. Yeah.
What's the frequency tonight, Diddy?
The frequency is up. We're having a Club Love party. That's like a special private party that I throw, but you're invited. You're invited, Club Love. It's all...
And again, all I ever saw the guy do was throw parties. That's all I ever saw him do. And so it's just kind of interesting that he was able to make so much money here just by partying and having a good time. And I think it's all coming out in the wash in the trial that he was more or less just a figurehead. You listen closely, just the details coming out about how his finances were managed. In many cases, he didn't have a lot of say in a lot of the joint ventures there. And just here's...
Baby, that's my baby boy, go baby. That's his baby boy, go baby. That's my baby boy, go baby.
I know Stanley doesn't like it, but he said, "That's my baby boy."
That's my baby boy, go baby. We can do this, shout out to all the fathers. That's the baby boy, go baby. That's my baby boy.
That's the baby boy there. To see him cut his jig one more time.
Baby. We can do this, shout out to all the fathers. That's the baby boy, go baby. That's my baby boy.
And then remember, this guy was once a billionaire. Anyone that couldn't see this man, you know, I mean, it should have been apparent to almost anyone. Like, this guy here, like, it's a billionaire, my ass. Like, he didn't build that for sure. This man just like to party a lot. Just going down my Twitter stream here, and I'll get back to Puffy in a minute, man. I just thought about this. I see all this drug addiction around here. This motherfucker is out on his feet. I should have got him up. He got him back on the move again. And so this morning you can see it's 7:11 a.m. here, and you ain't gonna believe this shit. This is what I talk about, the Uber Eats, DoorDash, and all this kind of shit. Look at this. It's 7:11 a.m. I'm not sure if you may not be able to see this. I'm gonna go out and then zoom in on it. But I want you to pay attention, particular attention to this right here. Yeah. Okay. Let me scroll down. And so you see it's 7:11 a.m. Well, it's 7:11 a.m. when I took this picture, but the food was delivered last night, 11:29 p.m. It's still on the front porch. Whoever was here ordered a cheeseburger and a spicy chicken sandwich. It looks like he got a discount on the spicy chicken sandwich. So he paid about $9 total, but he didn't even, or she did not even come out to pick it up there. Uber Eats, the delivery driver is Kelvin, someone. This is just an example of how the poor stay poor there. They just order food, and sometimes they do not even pick it up. This food has been there since 7:11 this morning, and it was ordered last night, delivered last night at 11:29 p.m. Imagine that. I talk about, I'm going to have to clip this segment, put it on the Hustle Chic channel here. This morning, you guys may remember the light-skinned girl that was in the house with the police. So, I talk about the problem with the beds here quite a bit. And so, here's a bed that's been totally destroyed here. You can see the slats coming out from up under the bed. The lady never told me that the bed was broken down. She kept sleeping here. And so if you look at it closely here, you see that the slats have come out, so there's no support on the bed. So she must have been damn near sleeping inverted. And she never even put the slats in, and then I guess the bed, it just eventually gave out and broke right here. Luckily, I had another bed. That's one of the things, we keep an extra bed sometimes. So there is that. This is the bed that was broken by a young woman, small woman. And I think it's primarily because she wasn't tightening up. She didn't tell me that the bed was loose. And so if I don't go in and tighten it, eventually it'll break. And that's what you're seeing here. But again, never told me. Just continued to sleep on the bed like that until, well, she was sleeping damn near upside down here. Damn, I was on the bus this morning. I was up early. Damn. I was up early this morning to see.
Riding in the car. I had to do the script. People that you see on our radio show on, how you get a video of a man getting a headshot riding in the car. I had to do the script. Same script, different pass. I love something, that shit the best. Yeah, I've been living the same script, different pass, and I just go on now and touch no one. It's the best. Y'all like me and I love it. I love it. I learned how to be very mean. So if I take my emotions out,
He was talking about a fucking headshot. She saw somebody take a headshot.
Video of a man getting a headshot riding in the car.
Riding in the car. He took. And this is the kind of trauma that these people see, and they talk about it like so openly, blatantly on the bus here. Yeah, getting a headshot.
Tonight, D.C. council members say a controversial decision to close DuPont Circle to the public for this weekend's Pride festivities quickly overturned. It comes after original concerns about safety and staffing. Our David Kaplan spoke with area leaders who were frustrated with this decision. So much back and forth here, David.
Yeah, really, and especially in the last 24 hours. We got word at about 5 o'clock last night that the National Park Service had requested, or D.C. police had requested that the National Park Service close DuPont Circle itself this weekend, which is the Pride Parade. And if you talk to anybody familiar with all things Pride in D.C., you see the sign here. The circle is absolutely integral. So why this decision? Well, staffing may have been an issue. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is the fountain here. According to D.C. police and the National Park Service, there was $175,000 in damage done in 2023. Again, this was outside of an official Pride event. These were non-sanctioned gatherings, according to the National Park Service. But again, the issue popped up, and they say historically it has popped up around this time at the Circle for some issues. So again, just as suddenly as this announcement was made last night, it seems it's been reversed. I say seemed because we've spoken with a few on D.C. Council who say they've spoken directly with D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith, and she has indicated to them that it will be open. Jeff Ruckauer is an ANC commissioner who's close to DuPont Circle, who is frustrated there was no neighborhood input on this decision for a space he says is integral to Pride.
This is in the very, very gay area of Washington, D.C. here. And so apparently they were going to close this park, and it's a gay park. It's a gay park in the middle of a DuPont Circle here. And so they wanted to close the park. And the gay people said, no, you're not. You're not going to fucking close our park, period. Not with the tax money that we pay. We're going to have that event. And D.C. quickly rescinded their decision there.
I mean, we understand the importance of security and safety. We don't want anything bad to happen. But, you know, to completely shut us out of the process and say, oh, by the way, we're closing this, it's just very bad form.
Okay, so is this just a vandalism issue? I took a question to Councilmember Brooke Pinto, who is the chair of the Public Safety and Justice Committee, asking if staffing at MPD was part of this as well. She says she does believe that it is connected, that the MPD is down about 800 officers, and to cover big events like this, they do need more bodies, and she does think that that was a factor here. Nothing from MPD on that. However, I can tell you that I just got an email about 45 seconds ago from police saying that Chief Smith has officially overturned the request from the National Park Service to close DuPont Circle this weekend. So as of now, formally coming from the chief, the circle.
So what you're hearing here is the lesbian police chief here in Washington, D.C. has bucked Trump, who controls the National Park Service. Trump wanted to close this park. It may be retaliatory because he knows this, you know, they have gay events here. And so the police chief is going to, I guess go against the National Park Service, which will be the federal government, and keep the park open. Very interesting.
Is expected to be open this weekend. We'll dive much more into this email I just got and some of this new reporting and some of the staffing questions coming up in our next hour. Guys.
Yeah, obviously everything is so fluid. David, thank you so much.
It's very interesting, very interesting. Guys, did you see this? Did anyone see this? I didn't cover this. This is
I'm one of the ones that was
from
let out.
Oh, wait a minute. This is the guy that escaped from the new. This is the guy that escaped from New Orleans prison here.
That is who is believed to be one of the escaped New Orleans inmates. He's not hiding from the spotlight. Instead, he's going live on social media as law enforcement across multiple states work to find him. Antoine Massey spoke for more than 9 minutes in a video that has now been shared across social media and has law enforcement's attention.
I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people.
Massey says he didn't break out of jail, he was let out of jail. And not only is
he's asking Donald Trump. And so apparently he was in Lil Wayne's mama's wedding.
On the run since that jailbreak more than 2 weeks ago. We're on the case presented by from jail, Spot.
Are they gonna play more of this shit?
Office, which runs the jail, which is right in the heart of New Orleans. Now infamous.
Breakout, I was people I could from the truth that I never did this to her. I never hit her. I was nowhere around her, nothing. She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me.
Massey then goes on to claim that not only is he innocent, but that he needs the help of some big names, including Donald Trump.
People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail. They said that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out.
So let's break down what Massey allegedly just said there, because
I was let out of jail. Okay, well, you know where you belong. Why don't you go back?
he said he didn't break out of jail, he was let out of jail. I'll remind you with this now infamous picture that here's the hole that the 10 inmates went through to get out, according to the...
Somebody let him out the hole. You know, the other day we played a clip on here and somebody said, I believe him. Well, you know, the other day it was somebody, it may have been his sister. And she said, he don't think, he act and then he think. Right? So somebody let him out. He should have thought better. And don't leave. But as his sister said, he doesn't think before he acts. Before he acts, he just does it. He just do it like Nike. So he's out. And one of the things that you got to pay attention to with these blacks, because I noticed it almost immediately. That boy got fresh. That boy went out and got fresh, didn't he? I wonder who. That would have been the last thing on my fucking mind. Let me get some clean clothes. Let me get some fresh shit. I wonder, did they show the nigga shoes? What kind of shoes did that boy got?
Including Donald Trump.
People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from me.
Imagine jogging outfit on.
Mills, Lil Wayne.
Did he say Meek Mill? Man, this may be the only people he really knows is influential. He gonna say Meek Mills, like Lil Wayne, like NBA Young Boy, and kudos to him for knowing who the president is.
The world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail. They said that I broke out. I didn't break out.
You might got a good point here. Dolomite said another catch-22, the low-level criminal that escaped, or the higher-level nightshade abusing their power. Now, what's interesting here is this boy might be smarter than the average jail guard. Right? These are government jail guard jobs. This nigga probably is smarter than the jail guards that guard him. They're arresting a maintenance worker for cutting the water off. He's probably smarter than him too. And so, you know, this is kind of, you know, where we are here is that the people in the jail probably are smarter than the people that run the jail in a city like New Orleans. And so he just out-slicked them. And they haven't been able to catch him yet.
So let's break down what Massey allegedly just said there, because he said he didn't break out of jail, he was let out of jail. I'll remind you with this now infamous picture that here's the hole that the 10 inmates went through to get out, according to the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office, which runs the jail, which is right in the heart of New Orleans. The now infamous picture shows the toilet ripped out of the wall, revealing a hole behind it, and the parting words for the sheriff that read, quote, "Too easy, LOL." The local sheriff says part of the reason that Massey and the other inmates could escape was because of the help of this man, Sterling Williams. He was a maintenance worker at the jail. The sheriff said he turned off the water, allowing the inmates to move the toilet and not bring attention to themselves. Williams told investigators an inmate threatened to shank him if he didn't turn the water off, and Williams said that inmate was Antoine Massey. Here is what Massey allegedly said about that in the Instagram Live.
The guy who said that I threatened him with a shank, the maintenance guy, how could I threaten you with a shank? If you can't come around me, you're a maintenance. You cannot come on the tills without a deputy being behind you. Because if they just let you on the till, you could be persuaded to bring drugs or anything like that nature. So how could I threaten you to jail you? And why you didn't notify the people, the police, that if I did threaten you, you never did that. Like, you flat out lied on me. Sterling flat out lied on me. And I want to let the media know that from the straight tattoos in my face and things of that nature, of course they're going to believe Sterling. You know what I'm saying? I never told Sterling nothing. I'm willing to take a the lie detector test and everything behind that. But that's another subject. Orleans Parish is one of the corruptedest jails. That and St. Tammany Parish is the corruptedest jails in the state of Louisiana.
Williams is now in custody. He is facing 10 counts for allegedly helping the inmates escape. Massey's.
I want you to pay attention to the other guy. Like, you ain't heard a word from him. Is it Derek? Derek escaped. No, you ain't heard a word from him, man. I mean, that boy done lived a terrible life too, but he trying to stay free. Ain't no word from him. Not one word. A parent video escape could be a parent video of him could be a big break. Surely, did they see this guy somewhere? Because he has been quiet as a mouse. Maybe got a big break yet. A video. Oh no, that's the other guy. This other guy, man, he has been quiet as shit. Like, man, like he knows how to get away from prison. And so they say they had him on the first floor of the prison, and they said it was odd considering how many times he's escaped from prison before. I think the guy's escaped 3 times now. This is his 3rd time. Wow. What the fuck? What? A lot of wild shit in the news. What was that? A man raped a woman? Yeah, I want to see this. What? Brass knuckle rapist jailed for life after string of West Palm Beach sex assault. Oh, you gotta be shit. Damn, bro, man, I hear brass knuckling these women. Knuckle you, but Jesus Christ. Did anyone hear about this right here? I've been meaning to cover this. When I went to Tuskegee, they had a job corps on the campus at Tuskegee there. And apparently Trump is closing the job corps. Is that right? Thousands of job corps students were sent home after a sudden nationwide shutdown. What? And here's a sister gal.
You like your counselors? Where to go?
Nobody.
What are they telling you? Like your counselors or anything? Nobody's asking you nothing?
Nope. They just said you gotta be gone within 3 days.
Okay, so you get your duffel bag and pack your stuff. What's your next step?
Probably a shelter.
A shelter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have nowhere to go?
Nowhere. Nobody.
What are they telling you? Like your counselors or anything? Nobody's asking you nothing?
Nope. They just said you gotta be gone within 3 days.
Okay, so you get your duffel bag and pack your stuff. What's your next step?
Probably a shelter.
A shelter.
And you need it in order and
okay, so you have nowhere to go.
We have to arrange travel.
What are they telling you? Like your counselors or anything? Nobody's asking you nothing?
There's a process. There is a checklist.
Okay, so you get your duffel bag and pack
everything that we're supposed to do to make sure that you have everything that you need in order and safe travel back to your home. If you don't have a home, the counselors will be your point of contact. You need to notify them that you are homeless because we have to then find other arrangements for those students that don't have a place to go.
Man, this is kind of sad in a way because I'm not sure about Job Corps all over the place, but Job Corps in my hometown, in where I went to school, they had a Job Corps campus, and it was basically the 13th grade. And I want to see more of that. Job Corps, is that really all across the country where they're closing? Job Corps closing. It can't be all across the country. No way. Let's see. That can't be all across the country. See what's on YouTube. Is it really all across the country then? I see Brave is like, I wonder what the hell Brave's talking about. Oh shit. Philadelphia.
A long-time federal program offering young people a second chance through job training is now on the chopping block. The government plans to shut down Job Corps centers nationwide, and some local students and graduates are speaking out. CBS News Philadelphia's Eva Anderson has their story.
Before joining Job Corps, 17-year-old Sincere Shaw says his future was
I'm so sincere.
uncertain.
I didn't know what I was going to do. I was skipping class. I didn't want to go walk in the halls. I didn't want to go here.
Then a saving grace. He was accepted into the carpentry track of the Job Corps program. The federally funded initiative, established in the 1960s, offers teens and young adults a path to a diploma with hands-on job training. Everything from plumbing to CNA work. Just months from graduation, he says he was thriving.
I just felt like it's a big difference for me, and I really love it there, and I hope it don't change.
But recently, everything changed. His program email, payment card, and account access were all deactivated without explanation.
To wake up one day and no more Job Corps, it's like really bad. I don't want my son to return back to these streets for no reason.
The U.S. Department of Labor says all Job Corps centers will close by June 30th, citing serious safety incidents, high costs, and a graduation rate of just under 39%. Officials say they'll help current students transition, but families say they feel left behind.
You never know where these children come from. And it's like right now, just close the door and put them back in the street.
The news is also concerning to graduates of the program who say they wouldn't be where they are today if it weren't for Job Corps.
I was a problem child.
38-year-old Charles Marshall said that changed with Job Corps, graduating in 2004. He's now self-employed in construction.
It kind of made me more responsible.
Armstead King works with students entering Job Corps and is sad to see it go.
I think it'll be a really misfortune to the community.
For families like the Shaws, it's not just the loss of a program, but the future they were beginning to believe in. Eva Anderson.
Like for 5% of them or something, Muslim or something. She's like, this woman here was just ridiculous. Like, where they gonna go? You gonna send them back out to these dangerous ass streets?
It's bad. I don't want my son to return back to these streets for no reason.
But the streets gonna suck him up like quicksand. The streets.
The U.S. Department of Labor says all Job Corps centers will and a graduate, but families say they feel left behind.
At 39% lady shit, it was a crapshoot there, a crapshoot on the street.
Never know where these children come from. And it's like right now, just close the door and put them back in the street.
The news is also concerning to graduates of the program who say they wouldn't be where they are today if it weren't.
See, that's the thing, like, you know, it's either education or the streets. Ain't no in between. Like, shit, what about going to work? Or just stay in the house, play video games all day? Fuck it. If you can't find no job, just stay home. Play video games all day, but then you be like, nah, I gotta go to the streets. I gotta go outside, right? And then that's where the problem comes.
For Job Corps.
I was a problem child.
38-year-old Charles self-employed with students entering Job Corps, and he is sad to see it go.
I think it'll be a really
made a good living off this shit.
Misfortune to the community.
For families like the Shaws, it's not just the loss of a program, but the future they were beginning to believe in. Eva Anderson, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Genesee been talking about people out there getting blowjobs. Blowjobs shit, hey, man, them niggas had full-on gangs. And that shit was at the entrance of Tuskegee's campus. They had to get rid of this shit.
A long-time federal program offering young people a second chance through job.
I can only imagine the story. I think I saw a story in Miami. Ooh, do they got this shit like in Memphis? Detroit. St. Louis. Ooh, niggas, it's about to get rough out here for you niggas. Y'all about to go to the streets. Y'all motherfuckers going to the streets.
The future of hundreds of employees in
Memphis, it gotta be. Do they even have one in Memphis? A nigga just said, fuck Job Corps, nigga. We ain't even gonna try to work, be rappers. Memphis. Niggas, do y'all got a Job Corps? Yeah.
New tonight, tens of thousands of students in the Job Corps program are being sent home after the U.S. Department of Labor announced it will pause all centers nationwide. Now, the impact is hitting home right here in Memphis. And ABC 24's Desmond Nugent spoke to one mother who shares why the city of Memphis needs to step up to help the children left behind.
Rochelle Nolan says she never received one single phone call or text message from Job Corps about pausing its operations.
Wait a minute, Benjamin Hooks, that motherfucker was, I know that name somewhere. He's like a civil rights warrior.
Information came from her daughter. She tells me what's most disturbing are these children that are left behind with no place to go. These pictures obtained by ABC 24 show students at Dr. Benjamin L. Hooks Job Corps Center in Whitehaven packing up and being sent home.
It's just heartbreaking for me and me thinking I'm finna finish my courses and get my CMA certification.
CMA.
So it's just been tough.
The U.S. Department of Labor announced they have paused all Job Corps centers across the country, stating the decision aligns with President Trump's 2026 budget proposal to create meaningful results for both students and taxpayers. For Hawkins, Job Corps was a shot to becoming a better person for her son, but she's more concerned about the students who have no other place to call home.
Everybody right now don't know what to do. They feel like this is the dead end, and I'm trying to remind them they can do anything. I'm gonna pray that God open for doors for them, and I just gotta remind them to keep their faith.
Rachel Nolan, the mother of a Job Corps student, similarly emotional about what will happen to the students left behind.
It's plenty of kids in that building who depend on that building that don't have nobody. Plenty of kids that don't have a parent or nobody in their family like me.
Nolan says she had to pick up her daughter from Job Corps without any notification from an official at the facility. She says the most painful part, never being allowed to help her child with her belongings.
To watch my baby bring all her belongings down with 4 other students who were residents here.
Stanley's watching, he must be freaking out all these babies.
Was heartbreaking. They done created a domino effect. Them kids in there, that aggression gonna come out some way, and all aggression don't come out in a helpful way. Them kids
basically saying, look, if you don't open this motherfucker back up, prepare. You letting them out in the summertime too? Shit, we got young niggas, Job Corps niggas, all in the street at the same damn time.
are in survival mode now.
The survival mode.
Nope.
Man, this shit is amazing, man. Like, they basically issuing a subtle threat. Open this motherfucker back up, or these little niggas gonna go into survival mode. Look at this motherfucker. What? Ooh, wee boy.
Them kids in there, that aggression gonna come out some way, and all aggression.
All aggression, she's threatening you right now. Look, Donald Trump, you don't know what you just did. You just closed down this Job Corps, and that aggression is about to come out onto these streets, right? They hungry. It's survival mode. They ain't got nowhere to live. And I ask you guys again, who that first nigga that told you, I said, you're gonna see a lot of black homelessness. What we're fucking seeing right here, right now, this thought just hit me. A lot of this black homelessness was hidden on college campuses, Job Corps campuses. A lot of bullshit, a lot of shit was hidden that may be coming to light now. They telling you, these motherfuckers homeless, right? That's what they warning you that these niggas are homeless, they desperate, they young, they able-bodied, they can do damage. And it's warm outside. All this homelessness of these young blacks has just been hidden in Job Corps centers. Look at the fucking R is missing. Nobody, fucking Job Corps center. None of them went out there and put the R back up. It's probably right down here on the ground.
It don't come out in a helpful way. Them kids are in survival mode now.
Nolan says the city of Memphis needs to help find these children another avenue for hope. The U.S. Department of Labor says all Job Corps operations will be paused by June 30th.
Everybody pulled help. The city need to find them a house and something else to fucking do. Otherwise, they're going into survival mode.
In the studio, I'm Desmond Nugent.
In a statement, Congressman Steve Cohen responded to the funding cut, saying in part, the Job Corps was a forward-thinking program of Lyndon Johnson's Great Society, which President Trump would like to dismantle, as he is attempting to do with cuts to Medicaid and Medicare.
Yeah, damn. Let's see, Miami, are they still talking about homelessness too in Miami? Is it Miami? Is all they ain't talking about getting jobs. They be like, shit, this was a place for us to live.
New at 6, thousands of at-risk students from all over the country enroll in Job Corps, hoping to improve their lives.
This program has been around for a long time, and tonight the Department of Labor says the program is costing too much money, and every Job Corps center must stop operating.
CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois spoke to the director and students at the only Job Corps center here in South Florida. Tanya.
That's right. In a news release, the Department of Labor calls this a pause. But in an email sent to the company operating the Miami Job Corps site, it calls for a cease of all operations effective immediately. That means sending the hundreds of at-risk students who attend Job Corps in hopes of continuing their education to go home, putting an end to the more than 50-year-old program.
People came here to find their purpose, and now that's kind of being stripped away from them.
Jalea Cohen is from Palm Bay. She's one of the almost 300 students who have been coming to the Miami Job Corps. Job Corps is the largest nationwide residential career training program in the country, helping at-risk and disadvantaged young people ages 16 to 24. Some students are high school dropouts. With the site closing, some students will now also face homelessness. Bernard Johnson is the Miami Center director.
We offer technical training, we offer college classes, we offer them the ability to get their high school diploma if they wasn't able to achieve that.
And out of he looks like somebody. Who the fuck does he look like there? He looks like somebody. The fuck is he cross-eyed? That motherfucker might be crazy. Oh man, this is. oh wait a minute, Humble, you in Miami? It's in one of what? Yeah, I think they mostly put them in bad neighborhoods.
Those students now, they're not going to have that chance to move forward.
115 staff members are being dismissed, including Victor Covington, who was also once a student.
A sucky situation for us all, because just not for the students, but also it's been staff here that's been here for 15, 20, 25 years, and now we don't know where our future is heading.
The Department of Labor sent this email to Adams and Associates, the contractor who runs the Miami Job Corps site, terminating the contract completely for the government's convenience. In a separate news release, the government also says the department's decision aligns with the president's fiscal year 2026 budget. The release goes on to say, in 2024, the program operated at a $140 million deficit.
I definitely believe I've found my purpose for sure, because when I was home, I was just staying in the house, really sad, getting into situations I shouldn't have been into. And when I got here, I found a reason to exist again.
Now the students must leave the Miami site by the end of this week, with orders for complete closure by June 30th. I called and emailed the Department of Labor asking for an interview. As of this reporting, no one has gotten back to me. I also spoke to U.S. Congresswoman Frederica Wilson to get her reaction to the closings, and she says she plans to testify before the Education Committee this week in an effort to save Job Corps. Now to read her statement, as well as the news release from the Department of Labor and the email they sent to Job Corps, we are posting them.
As I say, man, she ain't nothing but a jobs program for the people that work there and a housing program for the children. Why are they fighting so hard to save something this failed? 39% graduation rate. Just get the niggas housing and say, fuck it. Just call it all off. Say, look, you need a place to live? All right, we'll build something. You just stay here, Job Corps, right? We have some people come in and make sure it's clean and shit, like a jail. But you free to go as you please. You know, that would be better. To put on the false pretenses that these people are learning something, that's where the grift really comes in. Because as you've seen here, almost all of these people are talking about homelessness that's going to be the result. These people are coming from broken families, broken homes, and they were depending on Job Corps as a place to live. And now that it's closing down, you see what it really was all about here. You see what everyone's talking about is all housing.
All on our website for you to see. You can go to cbsnews.com. In the studio.
I think there was one more city up here. Was it St. Louis? St. Louis, see if they're talking about housing. It's LA, they're going to be talking about housing, I'm sure. Miami, Detroit, St. Louis leave students without.
But first on Fox, a sudden shakeup by the Department of Labor is sending shockwaves through youth workforce programs across the country, and the ripple effect is hitting some families hard here in our area. Fox News' Taylor Harris reports from one local center where people were upset and confused tonight.
We've been outside the St. Louis Job Corps Center for hours on Friday, and what we've been seeing is truly heartbreaking. Students have been escorted off campus by security, many with all of their belongings, while concerned family members rushed to pick them up. Security told us we aren't allowed on the property without regional approval, and employees can't speak on camera. But the emotional toll playing outside the gates is impossible to ignore. By June 30th, the U.S. Department of Labor is pausing operations at all contractor-operator Job Corps centers, including here in Missouri.
Yo, I just noticed them motherfuckers, like, let me back up. Look at this. Look at this. Damn, I went back too far. I'm right here. Wait a minute. Would you look at this right here? Administration building, the medical and dental building. This was all in one. Wraparound services, housing, medical, dental, administration, and a little bit of schooling to go along with it. Just get rid of the school and let them niggas live there.
Possible to ignore. By June 30th, the U.S. Department of Labor is pausing operations at all contractor-operator Job Corps centers, including here in Missouri. The Department of Labor says this is due to a $213 million deficit, rising safety concerns, and low graduation rates. However, the move...
It makes you wonder, like, most of these places are in a city, a town where there would be a hospital or something. We just bumped into another thing. You've been able to keep these people kind of out of the healthcare system in their own little private healthcare system right here on the Job Corps campus. Another hidden benefit that's going to come to the forefront here, that these people are going to be committing crime and violence because they're free to roam now. And then they will be in the hospitals being patched up where normally they would have something to do during the day, maybe just get in scuffs and little fights where it could be treated locally on Job Corps, but now they're going out into the cities and neighborhoods.
Puts nearly 200 jobs at risk and displaces hundreds of students who rely on this facility for stability, training, and a future. One of those students is Alpharetta Wigley's grandson. She left her daughter's hospital bedside to come pick him up.
We can't afford it. His mama is fighting cancer right now. My daughter is in there right now. I was at the hospital with my daughter, and he called me, come and pick him up.
Well, couldn't he get out? If you can't afford it, couldn't he get out and work and help y'all afford it? Hey, look at the grass on this motherfucker. The grass about to come out into the road.
Right now, I was at the hospital with my daughter, and he called me, come and pick him up. I don't know what to do.
She says her grandson had stayed on the right path, committed to building a future.
It hurts me because all he do is go to school and try to learn and try to get a career so he can get a scholarship so he can get a good job.
Inez Dickerson dropped her granddaughter off just 3 weeks ago with hopes of her becoming a nurse. Now she says her granddaughter may have to find a job instead of pursuing that dream.
I don't understand that. This is what they need to keep themselves out of trouble.
It's either go to school or get in trouble. Jesus Louise. Go to school to get in trouble, nigga. Somebody said they upped the military budget. Well, there's an option. Well, one door closes and another one opens and they have housing in the military.
My daughter was just months away from moving to a nursing program.
No, they don't have a nursing school here. Once she had finished this school for 6 months, they was going to send her out of town for the schooling for nursing.
So they were going to do it. Why can't she do that herself?
So now I don't know what she going to do.
Reporting
what she going to do.
From outside the St. Louis Job Corps Center in Pine Lawn, I'm Taylor Harris, Fox 2 News.
Yo, this shit is really amazing. The Job Corps, a failing program that ultimately only served one purpose, and that was to provide housing. I think we see it now. It was a housing program and a jobs program for the people that worked there. The results didn't matter until Donald Trump came along. And so now we'll see. We will see what becomes of these people. We will see. Man, I was surprised to see this in Alabama, Huntsville, my hometown. Not my hometown, but my home state here. This is Huntsville, Alabama. This is a booming town in some ways. A lot of aerotech and shit like that. And look at this shit. That big girl got a fucking dent in the hood. Can you see this shit? She got a dent in this motherfucker. I don't know if I can show it. Damn. If I can make it any bigger. Let's see. Anyway, this is in Huntsville, Alabama. Someone sprayed some bear spray. Look at the motherfucker with the AR rifle. Yellow hair. Look at this. These people had every opportunity to go somewhere and just have the guy with the AR. You know, I was listening. I was reading the chat in Stanley's chat earlier this morning. Anyone know if Stanley's still alive? Is Stanley still alive here? Anyway, there was a party at Huntsville. And someone sprayed bear spray and turned the whole party out there. I saw someone posted something about the tariffs on black hair, the black hair tariff industry. The black hair industry imports products from China. It's almost like when you go to Ghana, you'd be amazed to see that they import fish and they're on the ocean. These people grow hair right out of their head and import it from China. Oh, the irony's here. But anyway, so the black hair industry imports products from China. Here's what tariffs mean for braids and wigs. Braids and wigs here. Donald Trump's tariffs are driving up prices for products many black women consider essential. I wonder if they got a video on this shit. I want to see these black women talking about their hair. You see, the fucking prices going on. You got choices to make: food or hair. Choices to make. Let's see, hair tariffs. China. Hair tariffs. Black women. See, there's some reporting on this shit. This is big news. They're gonna be following politics for real. Oh, here's Sister Gal. What she gotta say about her hair? Shit done went up.
While the bundles of hair and shelves of oils at beauty supply store Pink Noir are miles away from President Donald Trump's tariffs overseas, in Memphis, Tennessee, owner Chastity Monroe says price hikes will soon hit.
What you call it? What's the name of this store? Pink Noir? Maybe we call it Pink Noir. We call it later. Let's go.
Close to home.
There are so many different products in this store. Yes. Where do you get most of them from? Are they manufactured in the United States?
No. So I like to say the entire store really exists in the international trade, right? About 90% of the items are sourced from China.
From China specifically?
Yes.
When President Trump imposed a 145% tariff on imports from China, Monroe says her vendors hiked prices, and the increase will soon hit her store shelves.
I normally have a short afro. Yeah. Right now, I've got about 4 packs in for my braids.
Yeah.
How much would that cost with tariffs?
Yeah, so, just like a pack of hair like this, that would be $6.99. So this could very well be double the price.
So a lot of these increases are ultimately, it sounds like, going to the consumer.
Absolutely.
In the United States, black hair care is estimated to be a $2.5 billion industry, and loyal customers are bracing for impact.
I know they talk about everything else, but I want to know about the hair products.
This is important for.
Bitch said, fuck them eggs. All the other shit that's affected by tariffs. I need my hair, right? I might get to fighting later and they pull it right off. But for now, I need help.
Black women especially, our beauty, our hair, sometimes we may not even be able to get a job if we don't look a certain way.
Foreign suppliers are critical to small businesses like Monroe's. Some vendors encouraging buyers to take advantage.
Listen, I want you to hear that shit again. Did I go back too far? Listen what she said.
Estimated to be a $2.5 billion industry, and loyal customers are bracing for impact.
I know they talk about everything else, but I want to know about the hair products.
This is important for Black women especially, our beauty, our hair. Sometimes we may not even be able to get a job if we don't look a certain way.
Foreign suppliers are critical to small businesses like Monroe's. Some vendors encouraging buyers to take advantage of the now 90-day pause on tariffs for other countries, like Cambodia, where Butter Baby Hair Imports owner Shadara McGilberry sources her products.
We're not passing that on to the customers at the moment.
Do you expect that to change?
Most definitely. It's definitely going to have to change. If it doesn't change, we'll end up going out of business.
Economist Trevon Logan says many Black-owned mom-and-pop shops aren't in a position to adjust to a global trade war.
The smallest fish in the largest possible pond does not have that sort of negotiating power. The second problem is...
Wait a minute. I think this girl out of business already. Look. Is she out of business? Let's see, Memphis, right? It's in Memphis, right? I think I saw she's out of business. Let's see. Is she out of business? Yeah. Temporarily closed. Damn. Maybe we call Butter Baby. Butter Baby. This is the other lady, right? Butter Baby? What he said, Butter Baby? What's her name? Is that Butter Baby right there? Is that Butter Baby? Yeah, Butter Baby. It's butter like butter. Butter Baby. Butter Baby. Butter Baby. That's in Flowood, Mississippi? The best. Virgin hair money could buy. Butter Baby. Is that her? Did she say she from Shadara McGilberry? Butter Baby Hair Imports. Might call it butter.
Passing that on to the customers at the moment.
Do you expect that to change?
Most definitely. It's definitely going to have to change. If it doesn't change, we'll end up going out of business.
Economist Trevon Logan says many Black-owned mom-and-pop shops aren't in a position to adjust to a global trade war.
The smallest fish in the largest possible pond does not have that sort of negotiating power. The second problem is you think one of the things that you would do is buying a lot of things now before the tariffs hit. But if you're a small business, you don't have a lot of space to stock all of that inventory.
We've heard from the Trump administration that the end goal is to, in part, bring manufacturing back to the U.S. You've said that because of some of the pricing, you might bring these products, the manufacturing, to the country. So is it working?
I think it is working, but it's not working. So it becomes unaffordable.
At Pink Noir, Monroe also sells her own hair care line. Since the tariffs, she's explored making the products here in the United States.
The minimum order quantities are astronomical for a small business.
And I've been struck that throughout this conversation,
you know what they need to do? Listen to this. Listen to what she says.
She's explored making the products here in the United States.
The minimum order quantities are astronomical for us.
Right. So what you're saying is I can't buy enough to get my price down. Right. Master Kim has talked about this just the same. And that, these people have, this shit, you see me on the channel. I'm like, yo, you want to buy a week? You want to buy a month? You want to buy 2 days? And it gets cheaper the more you buy it. And it's volume pricing. I think that's the term of it. And so what she can't do is effectively get the price down. And I've told the story here that here in D.C., there's a Korean Business Association. They go into business, they may buy 10,000 sodas and then just split them up among their stores. She needs to basically have an IGA of sort for weave buying products where they have one big buyer and then they buy from that person. that may be something that they can explore instead of buying, it costs money to, process any order. And if they're processing 3 or 4 micro orders when they could just buy one big bulk order, get it delivered one time, that might be a better deal for them. But it would take some cooperative economics here.
Small business.
And I've been struck that throughout this conversation, often you've had a bit of a smile. But when we talked about sort of the risk to your business, that smile did fade a bit. And I wonder, how has this felt for you as a small business owner?
We are resilient. I come from a resilient people. For me, this is a legacy, not just a beauty, a place where people are getting.
When this Diddy trial, podcast was sold. Yeah, he covers it. Yeah, let's see, is he live today? He said I got that Fed look. No, he's not live today. Damn, who's live on this Diddy trial? Yo, if that Christina Quorum lady, that's his like right-hand woman, testifies, it's all over for Puffy in my opinion. I think they got a pretty good RICO case on him now. But if they get his right-hand woman, it's pretty much a wrap. Let me see if anybody's even mentioned her. Quorum. I think it's Christina Quorum. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. This is who they're talking about here. What the fuck is it?
Is investigating claims that patients weren't properly warned. It is fascinating because the name Christina Quorum has already come up quite a bit since the Combs legal saga began. She has been mentioned in several lawsuits against the rap mogul and even named as a defendant in some of them too. For instance, a woman named Ashley Parham filed a suit claiming she was violently gang raped by comedian Drewski, NFL star Odell Beckham, and violently assaulted with a remote by Sean Combs. And in that lawsuit, as far as Quorum, it says, quote, defendant KK told defendant Diddy that she did not think giving plaintiff a Glasgow smile would be advantageous to their potential clients who they could sell plaintiff for sex to. Defendant KK then made a threat to plaintiff that they could ship her off anywhere in the world and that she would never see her family or anyone she knew ever again. There was also an accusation that Combs had forced Christina Quorum to use a syringe to insert an IUD into Parham. And apparently, she and Combs argued over it, not over actually doing it, but that it wasn't going to work. Really weird allegation, but a serious allegation nonetheless. And that's not the only lawsuit that she's been named in as a defendant. She was named in another suit that was filed by a series of plaintiffs, and they claim that she, quote, aided Combs in his abuse of men and women and covered up sexual assaults. She was also reportedly mentioned in other lawsuits, like one that was filed by a former employee who claims that Quorum would order him to clean up hotel rooms after Combs' wild sex parties. And maybe most famously, and the first time I personally heard of her name, was when she was named as a defendant in the lawsuit brought by Combs' former producer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who claims sexual harassment, violation of the racketeering statute. He claims Christina Quorum manages the day-to-day of Combs' alleged criminal and sex trafficking enterprise, and basically made the allegation that she was like the Ghislaine Maxwell of this operation. Obviously a reference to the associate of deceased financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Those are some rough allegations. They get him on those, boy. Like, oof. If she comes in and testifies, I don't see how he beats that case. Let's take a look at this. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. I'll probably play it twice, just to get your
53.24 seconds. Her dream of...
I worked so hard for that title.
The greatest moment of 16-year-old Clara Adams' young career taken away from her because of a celebration. After winning the 400-meter event at the CIF State Championships with a time of 53.24 seconds, Her dream of winning a state title went up in flames after celebrating using a fire extinguisher.
When she blew the fire extinguisher, the opponents were gone. That was our moment of celebration. And the CIF officials made that about them. The crowd went crazy. They loved it. The booth, CIF booth went crazy. They loved it. But those few guys in those jackets, they took offense to it, didn't like it, and they made a decision based on emotions.
The North Salinas High sophomore grabbed a fire extinguisher from her father and coach and extinguished off her spikes. The CIF deemed her celebration unsportsmanlike, stripping her of her title. It's a celebration made famous by American sprint icon Maurice Green, who enjoyed her paying homage to him and thinks she should get her state title back.
When I heard, because it happened and then people just started calling me, oh, this girl who just won the 400 redid your celebration. I was like, huh, what? If it was away from everyone and not really interfering with anybody, I would say reinstate her.
One clear infraction was Clara's father hopping the railing onto the track after the race, but says he only did that because of how CIF officials were treating his daughter.
There's a CIF rule saying you can't come over the wall, you can't be on the infield, which is a rule respected. But at this point, I explained before about being a coach and a father wearing the different hats. I saw an official grab my daughter by the arm. They were yelling in her face. When he grabbed her by the arm, I went over the wall at that point. I'm father now. I'm not coach anymore. I'm over the wall.
Now, the true fastest 400-meter runner in the state is back home without a medal. And even if the CIF is to reinstate her as the champion, she never got that moment of being crowned a champion.
Even if everything goes in my favor, in regards to getting my title back, I'll still never get that moment back, standing on the podium as a sophomore. I'll never get that back because they took it from me.
Clara was also disqualified from competing in the 200-meter race because of that celebration, and we did some research.
What do you think about that, guys? Should she have been, whatever it was, taking the record away from her? If I were a father, I wouldn't have brought the fire extinguisher out there. I wouldn't have done that. But he did. So there's that. What do you think? Well, damn. A teen couple accused of trapping a man in his own car. And what?
That's here in Anne Arundel County. Now, we have the teen murder suspects are locked up here in the jail in Annapolis. They were supposed to graduate from high school today. Both were seniors at Southern High School in Harwood. That's here in Anne Arundel County. Now, we have mugshots of the two suspects, Jonah Michael Poole and Kylie Alyssa Dakes, both 18 years old, both charged with first-degree murder, assault, and arson. Detectives say they are boyfriend and girlfriend charged in the gruesome May 24th murder of a Davidsonville business owner. You can see the charred remains of the victim's pickup truck still there in the parking lot of his business, Tropic Bay Water Gardens on West Central Avenue in Davidsonville. Edward Stephen Koza was 67 years old. In court documents, Anne Arundel County police say Koza's hands, arms, and mouth were bound with tape, and he was set on fire in the back seat of his pickup truck. Police say he also suffered blunt force trauma to his head, and that there were signs of a struggle inside the store, that this may have been a burglary gone terribly wrong. Suspect Dakes is seen here allegedly buying $10 worth of gasoline in the minutes before a passerby saw the victim's truck on fire. Police say a plastic gas can was found inside the burned-out pickup truck. Now, Jonah Poole is also charged with burglarizing a popular seafood restaurant here in Anne Arundel County, Pirates Cove, a week before the break-in and murder in Davidsonville.
Damn, that's fucking crazy right there. Damn, a girl and a guy did this shit. Yo, someone said, speaking of the cartel treatment, check this out about cartel treatment. I don't know if you guys heard this. Check this shit out right here.
First at 6, new details on Operation Last Stand, a months-long investigation that led to at least 80 arrests near Somerville yesterday.
The Charleston County Sheriff's Office, SLED, and Homeland Security Investigations shut down the Alamo nightclub off Highway 78, a place they call home to repeated dangerous and illegal activity.
And our Claire Weber joins us now live from that scene this evening of the sting operation with more details on how this all unfolded. Claire?
Katie, Tessa, officials say there were more than 200 people at this nightclub early Sunday morning for what they call a, quote, cartel after party. Now, one person who was here tells me they had no idea this was an illegal establishment. Still today, all you'll find are closed signs and locked doors.
Hands up! If you're involved in illegal activity in Charleston County, I can assure you there's no place to hide.
A nearly 8-month-long operation coming to a head Sunday at the Alamo nightclub. Sheriff Carl Ritchie says what started as a history of noise complaints soon became much bigger.
As we started noticing, they take a deeper look.
Around 3 a.m. Sunday, nearly 200 local, state, and federal officials served 116 arrest warrants to a total of 80 people. Homeland Security says more than 66 people arrested are in the U.S. illegally, some facing criminal charges. Resident as young as 13. Officials say 10 underage people were removed from the establishment. A missing juvenile was found during the club raid, and possible trafficking victims are now receiving support from the appropriate agencies.
This speaks to the deeply troubling conditions at this location.
The multi-agency operation also recovering firearms, cocaine, large sums of currency, and other unknown substances. Something SLED says is only possible by working together at every level. 2 people arrested are reportedly tied to the Los Zetas and Tren de Aragua gangs, and one now in custody is wanted for murder in Honduras. Governor Henry McMaster blaming past federal policy, while still praising state and local efforts to shut it down.
We got the right team to do it. And you're looking at that team right now.
Sheriff Ritchie says the Alamo is closed for good and facing multiple county code violations. The investigation is still ongoing, and officials expect.
See what they say about this shit. As part of it, you know, Charleston is a very nice county, or at least Charleston, South Carolina is very nice. I should say that. Herman, I think Homo President, one of you are from Miami. So you probably heard about this right here. You probably heard about this right here. I saw this in the news. Let's see if I can get this.
We came back to my place of residence.
Okay.
And that's it.
And what happened inside?
Nothing.
So you guys didn't argue?
No, we didn't argue.
You just stated that you did.
I just kicked her out.
This is the moment Daniel Chala, Miami-Dade County deputy of more than 30 years, is questioned by police at his apartment after a night out at 11.
Why did you kick her out?
Because I didn't care for her.
Why didn't you care for her?
Because I didn't like her.
Okay. Did something happen inside that made you not like her,
There
or
was
that made
no
you kick her
violence
off?
whatsoever.
Chala denies being violent to his guest. The records show he went home with a woman who accused him of wrapping his arm around her neck tightly and refusing to let her go. The woman, who eventually ran out to get help, records show was seen by witnesses bleeding from the mouth and with marks.
Represented at all times that she was a woman, when in fact she was a man, meaning that she still had male anatomy.
Suzy Rivero Ayala, Chala's attorney, says the woman lied to the officer about her gender and he wanted her out.
You guys are like standing here like if I assaulted her. I did not assault her.
Chala was arrested
Turn around, don't resist.
for allegedly battering and preventing the woman from leaving.
Because you seem intoxicated.
I am intoxicated, but the thing is that I never assaulted her.
But today, about a month after this arrest, prosecutors cleared Chala of any crimes. The state attorney's office tells NBC6 after numerous attempts to get the victim to cooperate, she refused to assist with the investigation.
This person came in under false pretenses, and my client escorted this person out.
And the deputy's attorney tells me he was on paid leave, but it's unclear what will happen now since the case is officially closed. We did reach out to the sheriff's office about that, but we haven't heard back yet. In Miami, Christian Colon, NBC6 News.
Yeah, that's a wild case right there. Not guilty, someone says. Yeah, that's some wild shit right there. Miami's a wild city. Yeah, man, I ain't been in Miami in a while, but I was last in Miami. I stayed at the Lowe's. It wasn't South Beach. Maybe it was Mid Beach. Dad, that shit is nice right there. My lovely lady Lisa love it. Give me 1 second, guys. Hey guys, have you any of you heard of let me see if I can find. Let me see if I got a bookmark of this shit. I'm gonna do a live stream today, street interview. So guys, get your suggestions in the chat for me. Where you want me to see? You can just give me kind of a dynamic that you want. Oh yeah. Give me 1 second. I need to step away for 1 second. But I saw somebody mention this in Stanley's chat too. And so we're gonna look at this. New video appears to show Omar Arbery entering a property under construction in South Brunswick, Georgia. New video. We'll play this.
Appears to have been taken the day
and I'll be right back.
And photographed as a part of their active case. But, and this is important, this part of the statement. They said it is important to note that this footage was reviewed at the beginning of their GBI investigation and before the arrest of Gregory and Travis McMichael. So going back over what we know about this video, we know this video appears to have been taken the day of that deadly shooting. We know that this video appears to also have been in the minutes before the shooting took place. And we also believe from where we've obtained this video, it comes from a home that's in the Satilla Shores neighborhood.
And the Scintilla Shores is a neighborhood where Ahmaud Arbery was jogging. Did they ever say if he was living? I didn't get a chance to hear this video. Let me hear it.
Photographs as a part of their active case. But, and this is important, this part of the statement. They said it is important to note that this footage was reviewed at the beginning of their GBI investigation and before the arrest of Gregory and Travis McMichael. So going back over what we know about this video, we know this video appears to have been taken the day of that deadly shooting. We know that this video appears to also have been in the minutes before the shooting took place. And we also believe from where we've obtained this video, it comes from a home that's in the Satilla Shores neighborhood. And photographs as a part of their active.
You know, we at Phoenix Fish, man, we covered that shooting a long time ago. Yo, that boy asked for that shit. Ahmaud Arbery shooting video. It's only 2 or 3 seconds. It really mattered to me. This part right here didn't make sense to me. Right here. Right here. And at this point, Ahmaud Arbery is in the middle of the street. He's gonna keep jogging to the right of the truck, and he's to the right of the truck. So he could have kept going that way. And the truck couldn't have driven all throughout those trees and shit like that. But then Ahmaud Arbery made a sudden left turn and went back toward the man with the shotgun. This video is not showing you that. Look, there he is. He ran into the man. He crossed the street, basically across half the street, and ran to a man that had a shotgun when he could have ran away from him. That didn't make sense to me. That didn't make sense. Look how far he came. That boy damn near crossed half the street. Well, he could have created some distance. At this point, he could have created distance. I mean, you could have created a lot of distance right here. You could have created distance right here. As he turned around, he could have created more and more distance. You know, but he chose to go confront the man. And struggle with the man with a gun. With another man riding in the bed of the truck, but also had a gun. He wasn't going to come out of that alive, period. One way or the other, he was going to end up dead. And that's the choice that he made. He lucky the man in the damn truck didn't shoot. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Ahmaud Arbery. I don't think it was a lot ignored. I think it was just a lot had to be where they had to look the other way. They had to act like they didn't know things. Someone sent me this. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Like, so the police may as well just stop looking for me. I didn't do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Just got word that the person that I popped didn't make it. Apparently, the police is looking for me. I'm holed up in this motel trying to figure it out. But I do apologize. Like, you shouldn't have been fucking talking crazy. And I know I started it, but at the end of the day, we can't take it back. Like, so the police may as well just stop looking for me. I didn't do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, whatever I said earlier don't matter now because I just changed it. I want to sit here and say, fuck the family. Like, y'all talking shit. Don't worry about it. I ain't going to be in this hotel forever. I'll come out there and see y'all. That's what I'm saying, bro. I apologize about the shit that I did. I was fucking drunk that night. What the fuck? I was partying. Don't fucking act like I'm fucking bad. I didn't do it. But just say if I did do it, fuck y'all. What the fuck you gonna do? Just got word that the person that I popped didn't make it. Apparently, the police is looking.
And then I guess he thought better of it. Wait a minute. I better not say that shit. He popped somebody and started changing the story on camera. Bro, you told on yourself. You really tripping. Go ahead and turn yourself in. Yeah. That's probably a good idea. Yo, I don't get that part, man. What the fuck? You go through all that to get away and then tell on yourself on camera? Sheesh. That's mean business. Yeah, mean business. You know, as someone sent me this text, and the first thing I thought was, have you ever seen a white guy shooting dice? I'm asking anyone in the audience, you ever seen a white guy shooting dice? And I know I keep showing this guy, but this guy's like, it's just something weird, man, about this. It's just, I can't get over this. Like, and people apparently like it. I'm not hating on it. But I've never seen a white guy shoot dice.
Lights on. Super T lead. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot right here on the floor. Look. Oh, they got them band. Oh, this nigga. He for real with it. What's that? 6. I got 2 you do. Got 2. Let me see dice. Oh, this nigga got them band. Where you at? That nigga got them band, boy. Phone. They're not 200. I got 168. They're another 168. 268. You might well bet the whole hand on the 6. No. Oh, this nigga.
I mean, you're talking about like a game of just clearly chance unless you're cheating. And it's one of those hood fascination games, you know, like very lowbrow, low IQ type of game. But, you know, it is a very, very popular. I don't get it, but shit, it ain't for me to get, I guess. But he makes a living doing it. This is one of the reasons I don't eat out here. I very rarely eat out, man. Like, yo, there's this guy. He delivers food to.
I deliver all raw chicken to all the Popeyes in the DC area. It's this joint right here. It's this joint right here. That's some wild shit. All right, we going there. Go in there. Watch this shit right here. Get y'all ready.
Can you imagine what the Popeyes in the ghetto looks like? The real ghetto? This one ain't ghetto right here.
This is Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Look. Goddamn race. Look. Look at this shit. These motherfuckers. Look at them. Oh my God. Look at them. Look at them. Shit. Look at them. Look at them motherfuckers. You still love that chicken?
You also said somewhere that Shaq called you.
I said Shaq called me.
Yeah, Shaq called you.
What is this playing here?
Shaq, I think Shaq DM'd me. Shaq probably DM'd me. Shaq ain't call me. I think Shaq.
What am I playing here? Yeah, here's what I want to pull up here. I think I'll end with this one, guys. You have any thoughts on street interviews, guys? Let's see any feedback. Let me check the chat. Otherwise, you know, I'll be lazy and go back to the same old place again. You said you can make a living shooting. I guess you can make a living shooting dice. Someone said pinch your quarters. Vegan. Bro, I think, you know, don't lie, I think a lot of times there was a place here in DC. Let me see if I can show it to you. Let me see. It's near one of my properties here. And I'm going to tell you the story about this. And I'm going to tell you a story about this place right here. Honeymoon Chicken, very popular place. For those of you that want to go into restaurants, there's a valuable lesson to be learned here in the Popeyes.
To see if the rat tattoo was really true. Damn honeymoon.
You should be able to see that there are rats everywhere. Literally rats everywhere. Did it pause? Let me see. See the big rats. Big fucking rats. Big fucking rats, yeah. And so one of the things this place had to do, this is in a very gentrified area on a commercial corridor in Washington, D.C. Petworth, not upper Northwest, but mid Northwest, uptown, I guess you could call it. And so they had a primarily black staff. They laid them all off, damn near all of them. And they hired all Hispanics. And I guess their thought was like, you know, guys, like part of this is your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? To at least inform staff, you know, keep food and shit off the floor. So they hired a staff that might be a little bit more responsive and take a little bit more ownership in their job. And they're still in business here. So there you go. Oh, yeah. You know, I wanted to play this. It's a little too long, but one day we may do a long stream where we play this, pause it. I listen to a lot of Jared Taylor, and he's kind of interesting, you know? And we show that there. I talked about this a while back. Portia's in the audience. This is a map of the the rings of Dallas. And they talk about how like each area, as it gets blacker in the inner ring, the city expands outward to get a little lighter. And so you'll see, I think Carmelo's family lived in this, what was this, be the second ring here. Here's the inner ring, and here's the second ring, and then here's the third ring going around Dallas here. It's like outside of this ring, outside of this highway here. Was it 635 or whatever? And so I guess Carmelo's family lived in this area. Am I correct there? Man, you know, Beef and Brock, the Busboy and Poets off of MLK does not have seating outside. Union Market, yeah, that would be great. Let me see what's in Union Market here. What's in Union Market? What's in Union Market? Union Market. That is a nice area, bro. Oof. Yeah, that is a nice area, bro. Union Market. Let's see maps. That is a nice area, real nice. That's a good suggestion there. How do I get the street view? Is it street view? See if I can walk around. Street view. I need to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, look at all this shit around here. Isn't there a fucking Union Market over here too? No, it's right here. Yeah, it's a lot of shit right here. Man, let me see if I can walk around here. I got a fucking street view. I'm gonna get down here. What street is this? Is this Florida Avenue? Florida Avenue? It must be Florida. Shit, I want to get by the Trader Joe's or something, right? The fuck do I walk around? Okay. I gotta learn how to do the street view better. The fuck am I at, right? I think it goes this way or this way. The fuck is this street? The fuck am I in an alley here? What the fuck? I don't know. Anyway, I have to figure it out. Maybe I'll go over there. I'm sure there are plenty of places over there. Portia, you like buddies? You like buddies? Yeah, a lot of yuppies over there. I didn't think the buddies the interview. I think it was kind of a static crowd. We didn't get a lot of street interviews, and in terms of people walking up and down the street, it wasn't very conducive to that. It was more or less the crowd that was there. So you're very, very dependent on his crowd. And today is Wednesday, so I'm not sure if he'll get a big crowd unless is there a basketball game or something tonight? Anyone know if there's a basketball game? He may do all right tonight. People coming out watching basketball. Let me see if the Nationals are playing. That's the spot. Go back to the scene of the arrest. Let's see if they're playing tonight. I'll go over there. Oh, yeah. Today is 6:45. Yeah. That's better for me. What do you guys think about that? Yeah. Nats Park. Yeah, Nats Park. Yeah. That's better for me. Let's see. What do you guys think about Nats Park? The Nats Park area. There's a game tonight. I can get there early before the game. I want to get down like right here. I want to get like right here. Yeah, I'm going to get right here. Wait a minute, what the fuck is this? Southwest? No, I want to be in Southeast. Okay. This is what I'm thinking. Let's see. Oh, no. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, I know where I am. All right. So here's the baseball stadium here. Is the baseball stadium? Yeah, that's the baseball stadium here. And I could do it right here. So here's the stadium here. Here's some outdoor seating right here at this bar called Walters. I think this bar is called Walters. Mission Navy Yard. I thought it was Walters. I could be wrong there. But anyway, so this is right across from the baseball stadium here. Right across. Oh, there's another spot right here. Look at it. We got spots right here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What's this? Royal Sands? I think this would be the hottest, though. So here's the baseball stadium here. Here's like a Spanish restaurant Mission here with outdoor seating. But this spot is usually pretty fucking crowded right here. I think it's a sports bar. Oh, it says Mission. Okay. 221 van. Either way, right here though. This is what we do it tonight. Street interviews, baseball game. Who are they playing? Who are they playing? The Nats are playing who? Nats tonight. Wherever you were recently, where there was a lot of interviews. Yeah, that was Buddies. Yeah, that was Buddies. Let's see. It was more of a black crowd though. When you say so, more of a, I don't know, what did you guys think about Buddies? It was kind of a, what do you want to see? You want to see yuppies? You want to see ghetto hood? No, well, maybe not ghetto hood. Or do you want to see like, well, yeah, what do you want to see? What interests you guys tonight? Wait a minute, is that a game? Today's 6:45 p.m. and there's a concert. Is that tonight? Yeah. So let me know what you guys want to see. You want to see like a urban area? For MFB. I'm gonna get over to the GW area. I promise you, MFB. Don't worry, I'm gonna get there. Next time my mother has doctor's appointments, I'll probably go over there with her and then just do some street interviews over there. All right, so we're doing it from Nats Park area tonight. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that'll be great. Nats Park. That'll be great. Yeah, Nats Park. Nats Park. Okay. All right, cool. That was an easy decision to make here. We should get a lot of, if nothing else, we get a lot of foot traffic there. Lenox Mall brawl. Yo, Lenox Mall, I don't know, how many of you have been to Lenox Mall? Yo, this shit is really going down. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, wigs versus braids. I think the wigs win out. You know what I'm saying? That shit like having a sock on a baseball bat. Motherfucker grab you by your hair, you got a wig on, that shit come right off. But with them braids, that shit is kind of, more permanently attached to the head. And you could use that shit like, you just grab hold of this shit and don't let go and control the person's head. So it's probably better just to not wear braids if you're going to be out here in the streets fighting. It seems like the braids people always lose out. And the people with the wigs, I mean, as soon as you grab the wig, it just comes right off and they can keep on fighting there. Damn, we're supposed to call Butter Baby. Butter Baby. Tell her we saw her on YouTube, on the news. Butter Baby. Mississippi. Butter Baby. Butter Baby hair. Was it Butter Baby hair? Yeah. Before we call it, let's take a look. Butter Baby Hair Imports. Here it is. You got any questions for Butter Baby? She got music in this shit, of course. Butter Baby Hair. Let's see if we get her number here. Butter Baby. She should be open by now. Wigs and raw hair. Raw hair. Let's see, where is Butter Baby's phone number? Butter Baby Hair Imports. Butter Baby Hair Imports. Any questions, guys, for Butter Baby? I'm about to call her up. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll make sure wigs are tactical. I'm telling you, man, she motherfucker slips right off. Butter Baby. So we're about to call Butter Baby, and we're gonna just ask her about the general nature of black hair, and she might be voting Democrat again. Fuck around, her customers can't afford hair. They be walking around here bald head shit. The Democrats will bring hair back, weave hair. Trump trying to get them to grow their hair out on their own, and and here comes the Democrats. I guess they're gonna have to vote for the Democrats. Let's see what's up with Butter Baby. Let me call Butter. Damn, is she closed? She should be open. It's 12 o'clock. It's it ain't 12 o'clock Mississippi time yet. Let's see. She may be in the office though. Let's see. Butter Baby. 601 208 0769. Damn. Hair place don't open up until 12? Sheesh. Now we make.
Thank you for calling. Thanks for calling Butter Baby. How can I assist you?
Hey, Butter Baby. We saw. My name is John Galt, by the way. I saw you online, and you were talking about the tariffs on the hair on the hair products. Are you the owner? I forget your name.
Shadara.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember now. Okay. Yeah. So, can I ask you a couple questions about the hair products and the tariffs?
Okay.
How are the tariffs affecting the hair market now?
They kind of evened out. I mean, we're just getting adjusted. We haven't had to deal with the large tariffs, so we're just dealing with the 10% tariffs right now.
Oh, so there's been a 10% tariff already on the what is it mostly? Is it weaves or wigs? What is mostly being taxed?
Well, everything that we import. So what we import hair extensions. It's going to be wigs and weaves.
Let me ask you: you say it's 10% so far?
Right, 10%, correct.
Have you seen any of your customers like switching to say natural hair? Say, hey, I can't afford the extra 10%, and switching to natural.
I have actually we haven't, because we haven't had to pass that cost on to the customers yet. So right now we're just doing what we can, and we're just absorbing that cost as of now until we can't do it anymore.
So you've been able to like more or less eat the 10%.
Right. So we're seeing our profits are not as much as they were, but we're also getting we're probably seeing a influx of customers, people just trying to maybe stock up, I guess.
You mean they're trying to? Would the proper term be they're trying to buy ahead of the tariffs?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Would the proper phrasing be they're trying to buy ahead of any upcoming tariffs?
Right. Correct.
From a business owner standpoint or from customer standpoint?
From the customer standpoint.
Really? So you have customers coming in and saying, "Girl, I'm going to get ahead of these tariffs," so they buy extra.
They're not actually saying that directly, but ever since the conversation that we've been having, the conversation about the tariffs and increasing prices, people have just been coming in and buying whatever they can before those prices do increase.
Really? So it's like some forethought or foresight given into like stocking up on hair before,
right.
Really? That's very interesting. So has this changed your opinion of Donald Trump at all?
Has it changed my opinion?
Well, I don't know what your opinion of was Trump. So should I say, has this affected your opinion of Trump? That's all. That's what I should say. Yeah.
I can't really. I wouldn't really say that it has changed it. Because we always just expect the unexpected with him. So we expect the unexpected and we prepare for the unexpected. Like I said.
Now, you're in Mississippi, is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm from Alabama originally, right off of I-20.
Okay.
Are you off of I-20 by any chance?
We're off of I-55.
I-55. What's that going north and south then? Okay, so what's it like in Mississippi? For my audience here that maybe never been in Mississippi before, what's it like in Mississippi?
In Mississippi, it's real laid back and low key here. It's not like what people think it is. It's pretty laid back and low key.
I've been to Mississippi before. I've been to Biloxi. I took my mother to Meridian to the casinos. I've been there before. Let me ask you this: if you are swallowing the 10% tariffs on your product, what is the profit margins? If you don't mind me asking, on like a bundle, is it a bundle of hair?
Yes, per bundle.
Right. So, like, if you can swallow a 10% tariff and not pass it on to your customer, what are the margins on a bundle of hair?
Now, it's not as much as what people would probably think. So it's not like we're just, swallowing that 10% and not being affected by it. We're definitely being affected by it. But what we end up doing is we swallow that 10% and then we just have to cut back on things that don't affect quality. Like we may have to, change it to some packaging, go and switch up and negotiate our shipping contracts, things like that. So it's not like we're making a drastic profit margin.
Let me ask you another. We had another beauty supply store lady on the channel. Guys, if you remember her name, put it in the chat. But anyway, one of the things I was going to ask you hear a lot of I guess it's kind of is it a rumor or like I don't know what the word is, but basically it's hard to do business in the hair business because of the Koreans. How do the Koreans affect you in business?
Actually, I would even say it's Koreans at this point. A lot of beauty supply stores are run by Middle Eastern or East African.
Really? So
yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. So what happened to the Koreans? What happened to the Koreans?
I would say I'm not sure. They may still be doing big business on like the East Coast or the West Coast, but here in the South, we don't have too many of the beauty supply.
Really? Because but you've heard that whole trope that the Koreans control. Right. You've heard it before, but that's never. Right. But has that ever been the case in Mississippi, or is it just maybe somewhere else you hear it?
I'm sure it has been the case, and then even higher up in the supply chain, they may have some control. They're higher up in the supply chain, but it's definitely harder for Black-owned beauty supply businesses to survive because we don't have the buying power.
Okay,
other cultures.
That's good. I wanted to get to that. I really wanted to get to that part. Are there other beauty supply stores in your town? Like Black-owned?
Yes.
Black-owned. How about Black-owned?
No Black-owned.
You say no Black-owned?
No, not beauty supply.
So in your town, are you the only one buying wigs and weaves?
In Florida, Mississippi, yes.
Wow. Okay. And I'm very interested in this. That's why I'm asking you these questions. So feel free to say, hey, I don't want to answer that. Is it a possibility to like co-op with other people and y'all have one big order of hair? Is that possible in your business?
I believe it's possible. I've tried to have those conversations with other entrepreneurs in the beauty sector in my area. It's just for some reason people just see it as competition versus collaboration.
But it would be cheaper.
I would love to. I've had those conversations with a couple of people where I said I would love to if we could collaborate so that we can have better buying power in the industry.
So what your problem is that you're not buying enough to get like discount volume pricing? Is that really your biggest issue?
Correct. Right.
But if you bought enough, would you just have a whole bunch of inventory sitting around for like months on end, or would you move through it?
Definitely would move through it. Of course, if we're buying more in bulk, I buy just enough to, so that we're not sitting on product because product does go bad. It does have expiration dates on it. And on top of that, we don't have the space to store a lot of inventory.
Wait a minute, you said the weaves go bad?
Of course they do.
What are they, dry rot?
They dry rot, that's correct.
Really? So, but do they go bad if they're in your head? Like if you have them in your hair?
No,
Okay.
not while they're in your head because they're being moisturized and they're being cared for. But if they're just sitting up there, will definitely dry
Really?
rot.
So this is like, what's the shelf life of a pack of weave?
If it's just sitting,
Like in a pack, yeah.
you know, I can't answer that because I've never had the experience with hair just sitting.
Oh, okay.
Now I have had like hair that has been used that maybe a client wants to store. And we'll go back and we'll look at it a few years later, and just because it's been sitting there for so long, it's very dry and brittle.
Wow. Okay, damn. Who knew that? I didn't know this shit would go bad on you. Like it was dry rot. That's, I guess you have to store it in a certain way to keep it from drying out or something like that. Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Well, you know, good luck to you. I have your website up on the stream. It's a nice website, by the way. You know, let me ask you, what is up with all the baby hair? I don't understand that baby hair phenomenon. What is up with this shit?
That's usually with my particular market. They don't really care for it. But that's just the trend amongst the younger girls, I guess.
Well, like what, like how do they put? Is it like attachments to their forehead?
They just pull out hair and gel it down to their forehead.
What do you mean they pull out hair? They pull out hair off of their head?
From the, like they'll pull it from the hairline and just swoop it down.
Oh, you mean they did like massage it down and then swoop it? Oh,
right.
I thought those were pieces. Can you buy fake baby hair pieces?
You can. You
really?
Sure can.
What does that cost?
I don't know what the cost would be for something like that, but I know I do. There's a young lady from my hometown that actually sells those specifically. They're called hairline helpers.
They're called hairline helpers?
Yes.
But you don't sell those?
I don't sell those.
Why don't you sell them?
I don't have a need for them with my target audience.
What's your target audience?
We serve mostly middle age.
Oh yeah, they're not getting baby hair.
Right.
Hey, you gotta check me out. Let me ask you this question. So you know, I'm a black landlord in Washington D.C. You can imagine what I go through here. You know, you can imagine what I go through. So you have to check us out on YouTube. So what is it like dealing with the black clientele? You may not have experience. You dealing with more professional people, but have you ever dealt with this, say, the lower class?
Most definitely. When I first started business, and didn't know any better as far as who exactly to target my product to, I learned real quick.
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm gonna let you talk for like 30 seconds. I gotta cut my stove off, so I'm gonna step away for 1 second. But tell my audience what you learned real quick.
Okay. So with just in the beginning, with not knowing who I was marketing to and just trying to sell my product to anybody, what I would come across a lot of the times was women just expecting a lot more than what they were paying for. Complaining about everything, and not understanding the value of the product that was being sold at the time. So just dealing with unnecessary issues as far as complaints and returns and, chargebacks was a big thing as well.
Oh, really?
People coming in and spending a lot of money.
Tell us about chargebacks. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, people just coming in, spending a lot of money, and then maybe a couple of days later, I'll get a notification from the bank that they said that they didn't authorize that purchase.
Oh, shit.
We have all of the documentation that they actually did make that purchase.
So you'd have to fight that?
Yes, of course. It takes a lot of time and money to fight those.
It's administrative, yeah.
Those hurt small businesses more than what people realize they do.
Do you say the chargebacks? You think the chargebacks hurt because of the time it takes away from you handling business?
The time and the money. No matter what, even if we win the chargeback, we still have to pay. There's a fee that the merchant service providers charge us.
Have you ever been kicked off of a payment platform because of too many chargebacks?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Really?
I definitely have. I've been in business over 10 years. I've had that. This industry is considered high risk because of that. A lot of merchant service providers won't even host us.
Really? You talking about can I say black hair or just hair business in general?
Just hair business in general. But, we know the real with that.
So you think the black chargebacks kind of cloud the entire industry in terms of getting merchant accounts?
And I hate to say the black chargebacks, I would just say the chargeback.
Okay, fair enough. I got you. All right. And so, so do you get all of the money, or I guess you say it costs you some money to fight the chargeback?
It costs money, yeah. It costs money. There's a minimum $15 fee anytime somebody even just disputes the charge. It's an automatic $15 to $25 that we have to pay.
Oh shit! So they're coming in and spending $40, and you got to pay $15. Like that, damn.
Right.
Damn. And so, what's the average ticket on the chargeback?
Chargebacks, they range anywhere from about $250. The highest one I received was about $1,300.
And that was definitely worth fighting. But you said so it ranged from about $250 to $1,300.
Right.
Are you doing their hair, or are you just selling hair?
Most of it is just hair being sold. The one that was $1,300, that was actually a client that came.
And is she still a client?
Oh, absolutely not.
Did you tell her there can't be that many hair salons in Flowood? Did you tell wherever she go, hey girl, this woman did a chargeback on me?
No, a lot of people will do that. Like they'll blast the customer on social media so that other businesses can know. But I don't feel a need for that. Karma will do its thing.
Yeah, damn. So you say you've been in business over 10 years? What made you go into this business?
It was actually by chance.
What do you mean?
I've always been the type of person when I shop, I prefer my things in bulk so that I can get cheaper pricing. And that's how it started. I was looking for virgin hair years and years and years ago. This was over 10 years ago. When virgin hair first got really popular. Came across a wholesaler. I bought several bundles of hair. I wore the hair. People started to see my hair. They started to ask about it, and that's when it started. I started selling hair out of my trunk.
It's like CDs and shit.
Right.
Man, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and so, I respect the hustle, man. I can hear the hustle in your voice. Let me ask you this question. Man, because, people chide me all the time and say, John, you're a landlord, you charge people too much. You hear all the time about, black women spending an inordinate amount of money, a disproportionate amount of money on hair products. And you probably see some of them come in like, girl, you don't need to be spending all this money on hair. You could be doing this or that. Have you ever noticed that, and have you ever felt some kind of way about that?
About what? Now say that. I'm sorry.
So with me, people chide me about being a landlord. Hey, you charge too much.
Oh yeah, most definitely, especially in my sector. So I do more so of luxury hair extensions. So people are definitely. I'm still known as being too expensive, but I have a very, very nice clientele and customer base that doesn't mind spending the type of money that they spend because they know that the quality is worth it.
Do you ever think that black women should wear their own hair? That's my question.
If you can, if you have the time and resources to wear it, absolutely.
What would be the limitations on the resources? From what resource standpoint?
A lot of women don't know how to style their own natural hair.
Oh, really? Really? Do you do natural hair?
No, I don't. I will quickly refer people to someone else. I just stick with what I'm good at, and that's extensions and wigs. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting like a natural hair specialist in your salon?
No, we actually have one in the building.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I usually just refer them a couple of doors down.
Do you own your building or do you rent?
I rent.
Oh, really? Have you thought about buying a place?
Absolutely, I have. That's actually my next thing I'm working on.
That gives you a little bit more flexibility, doesn't it, in terms of running the business? Yeah. You be your own landlord, right?
Right.
Hey, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Do you want to give any advice to? Let me ask you a question. Did you go to college?
I did.
Okay,
I went to Jackson State University.
Really? What's y'all? I went to Tuskegee, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so we fellow HBCU brothers and sisters there. I was hoping you did. You say you didn't go to college, but fair enough. Because I like to hear the entrepreneurs. The ones that didn't go to college. It's always great. What did your college teach you in terms of running the business? How did they prepare you? What was your major?
My major was in psychology. So.
Okay, all right.
Just dealing with different people.
Dealing with the different psychology there. I got you. Fair enough. All right. You want to give some advice to the audience before I let you go here? Business advice there already.
Business advice. Don't give up. Just keep going. If I would have given up the first or second or third or fourth or fifth time that I thought about giving up, I wouldn't be 10 years in.
What made you think about giving up?
When it gets, so much stuff. Slow sales.
That's rough.
Issues with the landlord. COVID definitely was it affected us majorly.
Why, people stopped getting their hair done or what?
Yeah. So we had to completely pivot because the salons were shut down. So we had to pivot and focus mostly on online sales.
Oh, really? So you stopped doing hair mostly?
Yes.
They closed down the salons in conservative Mississippi?
Yes, they closed down everything.
Really? Did they force you to get vaccinated?
No.
Did you get vaccinated?
I did not.
How did you get away with it?
I didn't have any requirements to do it.
But you didn't want to get vaccinated?
No.
Really? Why not?
Just not enough research on it.
Really?
That's just my opinion.
Did you get any? Did you try to talk people out of it?
No. I let people have their own opinions. I never try to sway.
Did people try to talk you into it?
No, just
really?
Because a lot of times I don't really speak. Mostly, I don't speak on things like that with people, because I know everybody has their own opinion.
But in
people will try to sway you.
In small town Flowwood, you had to have family members say, "Hey, you got your mask on? You got your shots." Nobody tried to press you to get shots or anything?
No, nobody even asked me about it.
Really? I think you're forgetting about all that trauma from those days. Do you have children? Do you have children?
I do have children.
How many children do you have?
I have two.
A boy, girl, two girls? What?
I have a boy and a girl.
Yeah. Did they get vaccinated?
They did. They got one round. When they went to my mom's in Arkansas, she did get them vaccinated.
And what did you think about it? What do you think about it?
I didn't know about it until after it happened. It was just kind of like, it is what it is.
What do you think about your boy Benny Thompson down that motherfucker in Mississippi?
Now, you're talking to the wrong person when it comes to politics. I don't get too much into the politics unless they affect me directly.
Yeah, I live in D.C., so Benny Thompson, I don't know if you know this. Do you know who he is, by the way?
Yeah,
Does he represent you?
I'm
not sure, if he
like I said, I don't know too much about him. Other than the stuff that I hear other people talk about.
I never knew how powerful he was until I moved to D.C., how powerful Congress members can be. And, just by virtue of seniority. And so Benny has been in Congress, I guess, a long time. And so during CBC, do you know what CBC weekend is? Have you ever even heard of that?
No, I haven't.
It's called Congressional Black Caucus Weekend. Anyways, every year here in D.C., right? And Benny throws some of the best parties. Oh, Benny, he throws the best parties.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. You got to look it up. I think it's in September or something. It's coming up probably in the next couple of months. Yo, I tell you, Benny throws the best parties.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're ever in D.C. during CBC weekend, make sure you get a ticket to one of Benny's parties. They are the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed. Well, it has been my pleasure, actually, having you on the channel here. I think you've taught my audience quite a bit about business. And again,
I appreciate you giving me a call.
And again, this is the Urban Landlord on YouTube. Feel free to check us out. Give us a subscribe. If you ever feeling like talking and telling us about some business, you can hop on and we'll make you the guest panelist for the day. The floor will be yours.
All right, great. That would be awesome.
All right, thank you again.
Thank you.
Oh, that was cool. That was real cool. I don't know what you guys thought about that, but that was real cool then. Yeah, she got the kids vaccinated, guys. Yeah. Boy, I've been mad as a motherfucker. Oh, I've been mad as shit, bro. That shit happened to me. But what can you do? Yo, you ever seen this shit? I've seen this shit in New York.
Got her kid holding the sign, so that's what's called. There you go. That one's got her kid holding the sign, so that's what's called child exploitation. Got it?
Yeah, I've seen that shit in New York. You see a lot like in Grand Central Station, and shit like that. Kids be selling candy bar like they're homeless. And you be like, damn, this kid is homeless? And then you look around at his family's is somewhere around, So anyway, very interesting. In city streets in America. It was something else I wanted to share with you guys before I get out of here. Oh, this is a guy whose meeting we listened to the other night. I guess they want to put a prison here. They're putting a football stadium, bringing it back, the Redskins back to D.C. And so they're going to have to move the prison somewhere. So I guess they want to move a prison over in my neighborhood here. So this guy's saying no. But I think he'll lose out on that one. Let's see. What else we have here? All right, street interviews by the baseball stadium tonight. Frontier Airlines, Ahmaud Arbery. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Oh, yo, this shit is crazy right here. I'm gonna let you guys listen to this shit.
Yeah. How was that pussy though?
I mean, bro, even if it was fire,
bro, was the pussy good for your family? Let's stop with political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street on 40th. Was the pussy? How was that pussy, my nigga?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like I got a dude pacing back and forth, beating his joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My peripherals, my spider senses is wilding. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff.
This is the guy called the Punisher. He was paid to have sex with Cassie here.
When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid. Like I wrote in my book, bro, for real. I got a hearing problem.
Right.
And sometimes when he would give her directions, I would hear like something completely different. Like he'll say, yo, I like the position you in. And I'm like, yo, did he just say I wish I could penetrate him? Like, I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hearing, like, yo, hold up, wait, what did he just say? Like,
so basically, you never could get comfortable because. So let's just be clear and get the elephant out the room for the audience. You're not gay? You're saying?
Absolutely not. Bro.
Right. So I was reading that in the beginning, you didn't even know what was going on, or that it was even Puff was participating. Could you explain your first time going to one of these events?
Yeah, so I really believed they were a married couple. Like when I got there, I didn't recognize Cassie.
Right.
Like I saw her face, she looked familiar, but honestly, when I saw her, I thought she was Megan Good.
Right.
Like if I was gonna pin her, I was like, yo, I think this is Megan Good. But then when I looked on the Google, Megan Good was much thicker. So I couldn't really figure it out. So, and then when she said her husband, when Puff walks out, to finally, do his voyeur thing and see what's going on.
So hold on real quick. It didn't start with Puff in the room.
Nah, it never started with him in the room.
Okay.
It would only be me and her. And she had said at some point her husband's going to walk in and
60-year-old crowd.
Acknowledge him, act like he's not even in the room.
Right.
So we'll be like on the couch, let's say on one end of the room, and then like on the far end of the room, it'll be like a table with a chair. and eventually he'll come in the room and like sit in the area, of course, the room, like.
Hey, man, I'm just looking over here, goddamn CKJ3, man. I'm like, bro, this nigga here, like, he just doesn't understand the way of the world. Like, look at this shit he got on the screen. What, nigga, CKJ3, he doesn't eat that, like, nigga. He says, what, nigga, what? He said, like, he said, nigga, what? He said, is it a lot of successful blacks in DC? I guess he's saying, why can't John blend in with them? What? Nigga, I spent my whole fucking youth blending in with them niggas. I know too well. I know them all too well. I have blended in with them. I spent much time in the bars and the clubs with them. CKJ3. And so I know these people very, very well. That's why I talk about what I talk about. And that's interesting. Fucking CKJ3. I want to hear what he say here.
I used to cook for all 5 of the kids. I love makeup or anything. So, you know, back then it wasn't booty shorts and shit. Anyway, I was only there because I had friends. What the fuck is he talking about? The sister club. I mean, I could fucking go down to my friend's house and go in the middle of a 99-degree day, and we'd fucking the cockamamie theory. Brave is less. There is no.
Stanley is so fixated on Brave. I don't think Brave thinks about Stanley the way Stanley thinks about Brave. I know he does streams and shit about it, but I just don't think the same passion is there. That Brave has for Stanley, that Stanley has for Brave. It just seemed to be a little different there. I thought Brave was live. I thought Be Brave was live. Let's see. I thought he was talking about Stanley too. Has he gone off already? I thought Brave was live. I thought he was live. He must have gone off. Oh, he's done. Okay, well, shit. All right, guys. Hey, I gotta change up a room, clean up a room quickly, and then I think I'm gonna go fuck with CKJ3 for a minute. I can't resist doing that. But guys, before you head out of here, make sure you hit the like button. How many likes do we have? I don't know how many likes we have, but make sure you hit the like button. Special shout out to Dolomite. You sponsor the stream, my man. Special shout out to Dolomite. Clean up a room, you guys sense my love in the and chat. Then I think I'm gonna go fuck with CKJ3 for a minute. Continue support of the channel. I really appreciate that. I can't. And guys, if you want to hear a little banter between me and CKJ3, head over to Stanley's. I'm gonna give him a little hard time over there. Again, thank you guys for joining. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. And if you're feeling so generous, make sure you support the stream, man. We'll be back a little bit later for the street interviews where